Have you ever heard of a child so young being involved in something so dark it shakes an entire community? Today, we explore chilling cases that defy belief, real stories of children and teens who committed shocking crimes at incredibly young ages. Our journey begins in a small village in Bihar, India. In 2006, a 7-year-old boy named Amarjit Sada was quietly living among his family when troubling events began to unfold. Several young children from his family and neighborhood went missing under suspicious circumstances. Eventually, Amarjit was taken into custody after another local child disappeared. What followed was a confession that left authorities speechless. Despite his young age, Amarjit admitted involvement in these events. Due to his age, he couldn't be tried as an adult and was placed in a juvenile facility. His case remains one of the most talked about in India, not only for its tragedy, but for the questions it raises about childhood psychology and responsibility. In 1968, in Newcastle, England, another case drew national attention. Mary Bell, only 10 years old, was growing up in a deeply troubled household marked by neglect and emotional trauma. In the same year, 2 young boys lost their lives under mysterious circumstances. Suspicion eventually fell on Mary, whose behavior around the investigation sites was described as disturbingly calm. During questioning, she admitted to involvement. Mary was found guilty of manslaughter, with the court acknowledging her difficult upbringing and young age. She served time in a secure facility and was later released with a new identity. Her case continues to spark debate around juvenile justice and rehabilitation. Let's go back even further. Boston, 1874. Jesse Pomeroy, a boy of just 14, had already been noted for his aggressive tendencies. After a young girl and a child went missing in his neighborhood, investigators eventually found evidence linking Jesse to the events. He was sentenced to life in prison, one of the youngest people ever to receive such a sentence in the U.S. Jesse's case raised major concerns at the time about mental health support for youth and how to intervene before early behavioral issues escalate. In 1987, Rhode Island saw a tragic case involving Craig Price, just 13 at the time. Craig was living in a quiet neighborhood when he became linked to several violent incidents over the span of 2 years. As investigators closed in, evidence surfaced and Craig admitted involvement. Because of his age, he couldn't be sentenced as an adult under the laws at the time, which led to major public outcry and later legal reforms regarding how serious juvenile offenses are handled. Our last case comes from Canada. Peter Woodcock, born in 1939 in Toronto, showed signs of emotional instability and social disconnection from an early age. By his mid-teens, he was connected to multiple child disappearances. After his arrest, he was diagnosed with a severe personality disorder and committed to a psychiatric facility. Over time, his case was held up as an example of how early intervention is crucial in preventing future harm. These 5 cases share one haunting theme: youth and violence intersecting in ways that defy our understanding. They force us to ask painful but important questions. Can a child fully understand the consequences of their actions? How do environment, trauma, and mental health contribute to behavior that ends in tragedy? These are not stories of evil. They are stories of failure, of broken systems, untreated conditions, and ignored warning signs. And while we may never have clear answers, we must continue to learn, prevent, and protect. Because sometimes, the most important stories aren't about monsters in the dark, but about the ones we didn't see coming.